So basically, I didn't go out socially at all for like a year and a half once I moved to Australia. I basically had no mates. And one day I was on holidays in Hong Kong and it was like a Sunday morning and I said, you know what? I was in the sauna with one of my good friends and I looked over at him. It's like, you know what, bro? Even though we were like doing the wrong things, like we were drinking last night, I had so much fun. I feel so much better right now, laughing with the boys after having like that social experience, being going out with some friends for a week, than even when I'm like perfectly maximizing my health, eating super clean, got like a great diet, working super hard on my goals. I said this, having friends is like basically the meaning of life. And I went back to Melbourne and I remember I was trying to like get out there again, but it was so hard. It feels like when you're trying to be more social and meet new people, it feels like you have no idea of where to start. Like it's like you're looking right at the answer. Like you know what to do. You need to go to a gym, a sports club, but you're like, will it even work? You just like start doubting yourself. But I just kept pushing through that doubt because I know it's just doubt. Doubt is normal whenever you're doing anything. In fact, I doubt myself 24/7, bro. And that's fine. That's just like the voice inside my head, and you gotta like turn it down and you just like acknowledge, oh, I'm doubting myself, and then you keep moving forward. And so I started to go out a bit, and I remember I started to just hang out with my dad and my aunt every weekend, which like honestly wasn't the best move. But the interesting thing was that even if I was just going out with my family, that started to expand into me going out way more. It was almost like the snap of the fingers, like just by being around people more and just like starting to be more social, and then just like messaging people on my contacts list to hang out and meet up after a while. It just slowly snowballed into me. I remember I was at this party one night. I was like, where did this even come from? I hadn't been out socially in a minute. Like I'd literally just been sticking to myself for the last year and a half. And then after a month or so of like trying to plan as many things as possible and more information that I have to like, I'm gonna share later in this video, I started to make good mates and start having like the social life that I missed out on a lot. And I didn't work as hard because the problem was that instead of getting back to socially like being like with your friends, instead of going out with your friends and having a good time and then still getting to bed early, still working super hard, I was just going out drinking and like maybe mixing with the wrong kinds of people or like going out too much. And see, the problem with that is then you work less hard and you feel like you don't feel as good. What I recommend the best path is to make a few friends who you're super good mates with, and you don't like go out with them all the time, but every now and then you guys, you don't like go drinking with them very often, but all the time you guys go to the gym, you hang out, you go meet up with these people, you go on a date, you like all these things. I reckon that's the peak lifestyle. I mean, let me give you this example of this. We're going to use this guy as like, what's it called? The bad example. I don't want to share his name. Let's just call him like Jackson. It's not his real name in real life. Jackson, I remember I saw him like trying to order food from like this place when we were hanging out once, and he's like asking me like, oh, what do you say to them? And he's just so nervous. Jackson goes up and asks the waiter, oh, is it all right if I have this sandwich, or is that not okay? Jackson is so scared of speaking to people that he can't even get one simple sentence out. But the interesting thing is, bro, he cares so much about messing up, about being seen as like being weird or antisocial. See, the thing is, if he just didn't care about his like stutter, this is a really interesting point. I know this guy who doesn't care about his stutter. He's not like insecure at all, but he had a fucking crazy stutter. But I remember he was doing just fine. We would go and hang out. He was one of the most social guys out there. We had like a great group of friends. We had amazing laughs every time we hung out. And like, even in his dating life, he was not doing poorly at all. Like I think he was seeing this girl for a few weeks, literally at the time when I looked at him one day, I just noticed like this guy stutters all the time. But when he stutters, he just goes, oh, and he keeps trying. He never gives up, bro. It doesn't matter how bad you stutter. You can't let go. You can't comment on it. You just got to keep going. And then every now and then, one of the boys will make fun of it. He just laughs and then keeps going. He keeps trying. And I really respect that. That's admirable, because if you're stuttering a lot, it's no big deal. You're just like, it's just a stutter. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. I don't know why these things start to matter. It's similar to when you can't think of something to say in a conversation. I remember I was speaking to this neighbor. She came over to my house, and this is the first day I got back to Hong Kong for a holiday. And she knocks on the door. I'm like, hi, how you going? And I'm like just so panicked speaking to her. Like, I just can't think of anything to say. And then just have an awkward, she's like, yeah, how you going? I'm like, yeah. It's just like dead convo. And then I just couldn't think of anything else to say. And the interesting thing is that once I couldn't think of anything to say, it's as simple as saying, well, nah, good to see you. Have a good day. Because she was about to leave. She had like no reason. She was just like saying hi, asking if my mom was there. You don't need to force a conversation all the time. But the thing is, I was so scared about this conversation going silent. For it was unreasonable how scared I was of it going silent, that I started to develop like this constant nervousness talking to people. That's what made it awkward, that I cared if the convo was going silent. That's why I cared personally. People have other reasons, but it's always irrational. It's like some people are scared of stuttering, but their actual fear of stuttering is what causes them to stutter. Some people are scared of the conversation of going silent, but their actual fear of the conversation going silent is what causes them to go silent. That was one of the most interesting things I learned about like having a better, like speaking better, having better conversations. You're just nervous, bro. You're in your own mind, and it's unnecessary. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is you're probably not going to be able to get rid of these negative thoughts. Like maybe if you drink, but that's not very sustainable, because if the only time you can get rid of your negative thoughts is when you drink, then you're going to become an alcoholic, right? If you like really care about it. That's why I wanted to teach you, not necessarily like how to get rid of them, because I haven't perfectly gotten rid of negative thoughts. I think it's just like meditating a lot, like being really healthy and like being around good people. But if you're in like school and there's some dickhead, like negative thoughts aren't going to go away. There's no reason trying to get rid of them, because they're just going to stay there. You need to learn how to deal with them and then like try and reduce it a little bit. But the main thing is, when a negative thought comes in my mind, I just think, oh, it's just negative thinking. It's doubt. You just need to recognize it as much as possible, because it'll be like this. You'll be like thinking mid-dialogue. You'll be like, oh, he probably thinks that. Just override it with your like internal voice and just say, no, all of this is insecurity. And then keep doing the social actions you know is right anyways. You know it's right to go speak to that person. You know it's right to go like say hi. You know it's right to be like really friendly. So when your brain's saying, no, what if they think I'm weird? Just say it's insecurity and end it like that. Thank you for watching this video, bro. Have a great day. If you want extra help, I do have a course. The link's in the description. Click it. Take a look. It'll help you become way more social. All the best.